This week on VPO. Vantage Point Outdoors is brought to you by Woody Sporting Goods in association with Matthew Solo Can and by HME Products, Magnus Broadheads, Kishel's Quality Animal Scents and Lures, Black Eagle Arrows, Beyond Backwoods Productions, K-Tech Designs, Luminoc, SRB Field Rest, Deer Creek Outdoors, Hunter Safety System, HHA Sports, and Bowfinger Archery. On the evening hunt of October 26th, I had several deer, including this young buck, come feeding into a food plot of biologic maximum. This mature doe caught some movement as I was filming. But with wearing a head-to-toe scent lock, she couldn't smell me, and she would eventually give up on the movement and resume feeding. The evening of October 27th was a beautiful high-pressure day, and it wouldn't take long before I'd have some action. I was able to film 2 does and a fawn come working up out of the swamp bottom across this trail of rye towards my location. These deer eventually worked downwind, but again with head-to-toe scent lock, they couldn't pick up enough of my odor to alert. The deer resumed on feeding. Later on that evening, I was also able to film this doe come working in and feeding the little trail of rye I planted this past summer. Closed captioning for Vantage Point Outdoors is brought to you by Solvid, makers of the cam strap. The morning of November 1st was very windy and very rainy, and I filmed this doe at first light feeding in the biologic. Later on in the morning, I had this spike horn come out into the food plot. The wind was blowing my scent directly towards this deer, and with the weather conditions, I opted for my rain gear as opposed to my scent lock. This deer would eventually alert and ran out of the food plot. This segment of Vantage Point Outdoors is brought to you by Bob's Custom Calls, handcrafted game calls made in the USA. I returned back to Central Ohio for a 4-day bow hunt. On the morning of November 5th, I had a great encounter with this doe and a big public land 9-pointer heading my way. The wind was blowing my scent back upstream, and this deer would alert, taking the buck with her. About 10 minutes later, this 1.5-year-old basket rack came cruising in on the trail of the hot doe. I decided to pass the opportunity. The next morning, I had a basket rack 8-pointer come working in undetected along the creek bottom. I didn't hear or see the deer coming before it was too late and he got out of my shooting lane. A few bleats on my Primos estrus can, and this deer returned back down the creek bottom past my location. I was at full draw twice on this whitetail, but he went across the river in search of estrus does.